Hi friends, welcome to another First Look. Today we're going to take a quick peek at Hi-Point's new JXP 10mm. I know, but yeah. You know, it's really interesting. Over the last maybe about 5 years, I think a lot of this may be the explosion of YouTube influencers too, but a lot of eyes have been put on Hi-Point firearms. And before, I mean, let's just say it, everyone kind of looked down at them, except for the fact that they're like the largest selling handgun in the country, probably the world, I think. I know the people behind Hi-Point. They're salt of the earth, they're Americans, they're nice people. They truly do want to put something affordable into the hands of the gun buying public, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Now the 10mm has exploded in popularity. This 5.2-inch barrel with the threaded muzzle here goes for $220, which of course means 200 or less in the real world probably. You know, I've been shooting some other 10mm and I find that people complain about the fire and brimstone and the recoil and all that other kind of stuff, but I'm not seeing it. I mean, really, it's like a, good strong 45 hardball load to me. And I've had people shooting different 10mm here with not a lot of experience shooting, and they, it was like, oh, okay, can I shoot that again? So I think it was pretty easy. Part of the charm of this one, I think, is the fact that it weighs 49 ounces. So, when you run out of ammo, you could beat somebody to death with it if you had to. You actually get a lot of gun for $200. Two 10-round magazines, which interchange with the carbine. They have a 10mm carbine too. Fully adjustable rear sight. The front sight will hold any kind of a Glock sight that's out there, which is pretty handy. It's got an external safety, and it also has a standard mag release. So, I mean, overall, it actually feels pretty darn good. It's got a slightly different grip and texture going on. I think so you can get a good handle on it. Got a light rail. I mean, it's got everything you kind of need in a basic gun. And so let's shoot it. Okay, we're set up at about 10 yards here just because I've never shot this gun before and I have no idea what it's going to be like. You're going to witness the first time I fire this new Hi-Point 10mm. So wish me luck, by golly. Oop. I pulled that one. Let's say it's not a matched trigger, but I think you can get used to it. Let's do that again. We're loaded up again. I recently shot one of their 9mm Hi-Points, and much to my surprise, it shot just like a laser beam. I mean, it was like, an inch and a half at 20 yards or something like that. I was amazed. And so I have a feeling this one's actually going to shoot pretty good, especially once you get used to the trigger pull and everything. So let's slow down a little bit on this one. As I suspected. Okay, well, you witnessed it. This is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots I shot out of the gun, and I had to get used to the trigger. It's a bit of an unusual feel to the trigger, and the shape is curved a little more than I'm used to. But when I forced myself to just settle down and squeeze and pay attention to the sights, you could see what happened, and that was me, I'm sure. I'm guessing that this gun is going to be a inch and a half at 25 yards. I'm going to find out, and maybe we'll do a follow-up video or something. So, all right, let's wrap this up. Okay, so what would you do with this gun? Well, for $200, you could pretty much do whatever you want to do with this gun. If you can bounce around in the bilge of your bass boat, underneath the seat of your farm pickup truck, on your hip as you're wading in an Alaska river to protect you from bears. I mean, it really doesn't matter. And if something happens to it, you're just going to go, oh, well, too bad. But as is always the case with these Hi-Point guns, they're actually really good shooters. And I think you get a huge amount of value for the money that you're spending on this. You know, if you don't have $1,000 or $1,500 to buy a high-end 10mm auto from, one of the other makers, well, for $200, you can get your feet wet here and decide if you like it or not. And remember, you could load it down a little bit, I have a feeling. You could load it up a little bit. You could load hard cast bullets or get something like Buffalo Bore. Black Hills Honey Badger, they just came out with a 10mm load. But I think that we'll be following up with this a little more. I am really curious to do some bench targeting at 25 yards, and we'll report back. All right, until the next time, you guys stay safe out there. Remember the 4 firearm safety rules, okay?